Welcome to the Parsha Perspective. Each week, we will delve deep in a weekly Torah portion to find a practical and insightful way to enhance your daily life. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Rabbi Shalom Yemini, and each week we will look into the weekly Torah portion to find practical and insightful ways to enhance your daily life. This week's Parsha Perspective is in honor of the Refuah Shlema, the complete and speedy recovery of HaRav Amitai ben Shoshanna and Shaul ben Berta. This week's Parsha Perspective is in loving memory of Edward Ben Efraim, Shlomo Ben Edward, and Yerachmiah Daniel ben Gedaliah. May their souls be uplifted and their memories a blessing. This week's Torah portion is Parshas Pekudei, the reflection in the mirror. Our Parsha begins with Moshe doing a public audit and accounting of all the gold, silver, and copper that the Jewish nation donated towards the building of the Mishkan. The two foremen in charge of its construction, Bezalel and Eliav, brought all of the completed components to Moshe Rabbeinu for inspection. And after reviewing each part, Moshe consecrated them with special oil and placed them in their intended place. Moshe Rabbeinu then sprinkled his brother Aaron and his 4 sons with the same oil to initiate them into the covenant of the priesthood, into the kahuna. And when Moshe concluded, the cloud of glory appeared, signifying God's presence in the Mishkan. However, a question comes to mind. The first pasuk of the Parsha seems to be repeating itself. The Torah writes, Ele Pekudei Mishkan, Mishkan Ha'edus. These are the numbers of the Mishkan of testimony. Why does the Torah, which is normally very concise and shorthand with its writing, use the term Mishkan twice consecutively in the same pasuk? The Yor HaChaim HaKadosh, Rav Chaim Ibn Attar, a Moroccan commentator and Kabbalist, gives an interesting explanation. He writes that the words Mishkan HaEdus, the tabernacle of testimony, are verifying the first words of the pasuk. These are the numbers of the Mishkan, Ele Pekudei Mishkan, meaning that a completed Mishkan confirms that Moshe used all the gold, silver, and copper that was donated for the construction. The Yor HaChaim HaKadosh explains that Moshe Rabbeinu did a public audit of the donations because some suspected him of taking some of the donations for himself, and hence he did an extensive review of what was supplied and how it was used. But he first began by stating that the finished Mishkan demonstrates that he used all of the contributions. However, the Kli Yakar, Rav Shlomo Efraim ben Aaron, the rabbi of Prague in the early 17th century, gives a deeper and more profound explanation. He quotes the Medrash Tanchuma on Parshas Pekudei, that just as there is a physical Mishkan down here on earth, a physical tabernacle, there is a parallel Mishkan in heaven as well, and they resemble and mirror each other in holiness and in service to God. The Kli Yakar explains that Moshe Rabbeinu is teaching the Jewish nation that the heavenly Mishkan testifies before God on how much effort and passion they put into constructing the physical Mishkan. And this testimony would continue for 480 years till the building of the first temple, the first Beis Hamikdash in Yerushalayim. And therefore it is essential that the physical Mishkan be as magnificent and majestic as possible, for it demonstrated the depth of our love for God. The Kli Yakar continues that when there is no Mishkan or Beis Hamikdash like today, our drive, struggle, and effort bear witness for us on high. Each time we fight our nature to build character, a greater level of our soul is revealed to us so we can further develop our connection and our love for God. In our daily life, we must realize that how we approach and act towards others is normally how they treat us in return. If we are angry, ill-mannered, or unkind in our dealing with other people, we can expect them to mirror our attitude and actions accordingly. Yet the highest level of human interaction is irrespective of their behavior, where we treat others with respect, dignity, and value given the uniqueness of their soul. This mindset and outlook will hopefully shift their perspective for the benefit of all. There's an amazing quote. There are 2 ways of spreading light: to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it. Have a great weekend and a good Shabbos. Thank you for tuning in to the Parsha Perspective. Check out our website, theparshaperspective.com. Send thoughts and comments to theparshaperspective@gmail.com. Till next time, thanks for listening.